Hey everyone, and welcome to the Mark Prater podcast, where our aim is to connect our global family of Sovereign Grace churches with our executive director, Mark. We are together
yet again.
If the earlier podcast we just recorded drops before this, then guys will know that we're together because we're at the Northeast Regional Assembly of Elders in Glen Mills, a Covenant Fellowship Church, enjoying a strengthening, edifying, equipping weekend together as pastors in Sovereign Grace. And we are joined by Nathan Smith.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us,
Pleasure.
Nathan. Nathan, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your family and your history in Sovereign Grace, including the fact, we're going to talk about church planting, including the fact that this isn't your first church plant.
Right, yeah. So, hi everyone. My name's Nathan. I'm married to Claire. We have 6 children. Ben, Jack, and Ethan, who are triplets, are 21 years old.
Are there any other triplets in Sovereign Grace?
Oh, good question. I don't know. There's another family in Covenant Fellowship.
Oh,
yeah.
Not only is here, there are more. Yeah.
There's something here.
Among us.
Yeah. And then 2 daughters, Maddie, 19, and Izzy, 16, and then a son who's 11. As you can tell from my accent, I'm not from the US.
Yes.
Yeah. From the great and glorious Great Britain and the motherland. And
you know the one, right?
Yeah, well, let's not get into that. And like you say, I'm going to be planting a church. So I'm serving here at Covenant Fellowship right now, and I'll be planting a church. But it's not my first rodeo. I planted a church back in England in September of 2002. I went to the Pastors College in 2000, back when it was in black and white, and then went back to the sending church, which was Christchurch, Newport at the time. Planted a church in September 2002 in Bristol. And pastored there for 19 years. So
That's 19 years.
Yeah.
That's wonderful experience. I planted a church 1,000,000 years ago, Nathan, in Pittsburgh, and we didn't have a pastor's college at the time. I had little pastoral experience, so I'm so glad we don't plant churches that way anymore. But in planting the church, I made a lot of mistakes. I could write the book on how not to plant a church very easily. And so my question to you is born out of my own curiosity, because I would do things differently if I were planting now. So what did you learn from planting in Bristol that will now inform your planting in Coatesville, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, well, I think I could probably co-write that book with you.
Okay, all right, we'll do it, man.
I look forward to this book.
It'll be a bestseller.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a lot, mostly through my mistakes as well. I think I was young. I was 24 years old when I planted the church, and we had a team of 13 adults and 9 kids, I think it was. And, by whatever metric you measure, I was either the youngest adult or the oldest child in the group. So it was kind of I had no prior pastoral experience. I think I'd never led a small group. I think I preached once. So a lot of it was learning on the job.
Yeah.
And of course, then you learn by trial and error, and it's a lot of mistakes. People were very gracious, but going into this one now, some things that I take with me are being just aware that the decisions you make, even though they may be good decisions in the time, can have unintended consequences that you just need to more carefully think through.
Yeah, well said.
Be more intentional about how we do things. So that's one lesson. I think being older and seasoned, you need to learn to have thick skin to plant a church. And try not to take everything personally, because although, it's very difficult because you're the church planter, everybody thinks, and to some degree they're right, that these are your ideas and this is your way of doing things. And so if they don't like it, it's like, well, they don't like me. And actually sometimes you just have to be prepared to realize people will come and people will go, and people will criticize and people will misunderstand. But what we're called to do is to be faithful to what God is calling us to do in His Word.
Amen.
And then I think a couple of other things, like the importance of prayer and perseverance. I don't think I prayed enough during that first plant, and so I really want to pray more. Prayer is that expression of deep dependence upon God and deep confidence in Him.
Yeah.
And so I want to have more time for prayer, and then just the importance of evangelism. Building that in right from the beginning into the DNA of the church. That evangelism is not just something that we do as an add-on to our already busy lives, but it's kind of who we are. We want to be, passionate about Jesus and using every opportunity that he provides to tell people about him and the good news of the gospel.
Really well said.
Yes. Wonderful. So it's wonderful to hear about how God has given you these years of experience when it comes to planting and pastoring, and you've been in the States for a couple of years now, also serving as well. But not only those things were important when it comes to preparing you for this next plant, but also we just have some really just a helpful way of helping guys move into a plant in Sovereign Grace, including the church planting cohort, which is a group of whoever's currently getting ready to plant, gathering together for fellowship and equipping and so forth with the church planting group. How did the church planting cohort help you prepare for this church plant?
Great question. Well, first of all, I'd like to say, it's not just the cohort. The cohort is a piece of the jigsaw that is the church planting experience in Sovereign Grace is so much broader than that. So I benefited from the whole pipeline experience. So from the national assessment to the cohort, the regular coaching that I get from Mike Seaver, and all of those things have just been really, really helpful in terms of just helping me. Although I have all of this experience, I've never planted a church in the US before,
Right?
And so there is differences, and so I want to avail myself of all of the means of grace that are available. And so when I did it the first time, we didn't have all of these things, but now we do. And so I want to make sure that I'm exercising all of those benefits that we have as a family of churches. And so it's just been so wonderful to, as Eric said in his podcast, the cohort, the guys, the camaraderie, the love we have for one another, the ideas that we're able to exchange, the faith that is built as we hear other guys' stories and what they're doing, and the joy of being able to, call these brothers, lifelong ministry friends that we can cheer one another on from the sidelines in what they're doing.
Right.
And so it's just, one of the, you've often said, Mark, our church, family of churches is built relationally, and the cohort strengthens those relationships, so that there's a genuine partnership between us.
Yeah. Which continues to strengthen what we want to be. Continue to want to be is truly a family of churches. So tell us a little bit about your vision for this church plant in the Coatesville area.
Sure. So we're planting a church in Coatesville, which is in Pennsylvania, southeast Pennsylvania. The church is going to be called Emmanuel Church, taken from Matthew chapter 1, where the angel says to Joseph, when Mary's going to have a son, going to call his name Jesus. He will save his people from their sins. He's Emmanuel. He's God with us. And so the kind of vision I have is for, he came down from heaven to earth to bring us into relationship with him and into the joy of knowing him. And so I want to build a church where people experience the nearness and the grace and the fellowship of being, united to Jesus and in union with him.
Well said.
And so, a catchy kind of pithy statement is, Emmanuel Church exists to spread the joy of Jesus to Coatesville and beyond. And that's really what we're aiming to do. So that's not my original idea. I think I stole it from Eric Tibetsky. So
That's
shout out to Eric.
Wise pastors steal from Eric Tibetsky.
Oh, yeah.
One thing I've learned over the years.
That's true. That's well said.
So that's some good thinking on your part, some strategy on your part. Tell us more about the plant, though, your church planting team. Tell us about Coatesville, where you're going to be planting.
Yeah, so Coatesville is an interesting place because it has a rich history. It was built around a steel mill, so it was once part of that kind of industrial backbone of Pennsylvania. But like all kind of rust cities, it fell into sharp decline in the 80s, 90s as the industry kind of shriveled. So there's been massive decline in employment, in wealth, in opportunity, and so forth. So it's a real needy place. It's very diverse in terms of. So there's the city of Coatesville, which is about 15,000 people, and then there's the kind of the wider area, which is defined by the Coatesville area school district, and it's about 100,000 people in the school district.
Okay.
And there's been over the last maybe 5 years a real kind of push towards regeneration, towards new investment, new opportunities, new families moving into the area. It's a significantly cheaper area than around Covenant Fellowship, Glen Mills, Westchester. So it's about 45 minutes from where we are now. Okay. And we have members who live out there from Covenant, but part of the draw is there's just real gospel need and real gospel opportunity. There's not too many like-minded, good, solid gospel churches that are serving those 100,000 people. And so you often find people have to drive 30 or 40 minutes away from the area to find somewhere that they can call home and be, engaged in the word and, faithful preaching of the word, evangelism, and the joy of knowing Jesus. So we feel like there's great opportunity. So the Lord has been kind to put together a team of, I think on the last count, we're 29 adults and about 15 kids and teenagers, with about half a dozen or so more people who are still, trying to discern what the Lord's will is for them. And we're really excited about the opportunity. Claire and I just moved up to the area last month, so we're living there, meeting the neighbors, getting to know, the pizza shop and the supermarket, and so it's great to be there. It just is like another tangible step towards this church plant, and so we're really excited. And we're aiming for a September the 21st.
Excellent.
As our launch Sunday.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So if someone listens to this podcast, Nathan, lives in the Coatesville area or maybe knows of family and friends that live in the Coatesville, Pennsylvania area, how would they find out where you meet? Do you have a website?
So, we're still in the negotiation phase to find a venue or to secure a venue. So the best way to do that is to find the website, which will be Emmanuel with an E, so EMMANUEL PA.org. EmmanuelPA.org.
That's great. And most American pastors listening to you now hear the British accent and they say, well, that's an advantage. An unfair advantage. How do you plan to use that unfair advantage in the Coatesville area?
Well, I just, I feel like I bring authenticity to it. To the Spurgeon quotes that some pastors often bring. There's no one else who can quite speak a Spurgeon quote, I think, like me. So maybe that'll be, an advantage. But, I feel like the things that make me British, the Britishness that I bring is unimportant. What unites us is not our nationalities, it's Jesus. And so he's the same in Britain, he's the same in the US, he's the same in Australia and around the world. And so, as we hold him out, I'm trusting that the church will grow, and it won't be built on personality or accent or novelty, but it'll be built on Jesus. So
Wonderful. Well, did take note a little bit earlier before we started recording that you're moving a little from tea to coffee. So there's a lot of coffee. We're winning.
Yeah.
America's
happening slowly.
Smith House.
Yeah. Slowly.
Yes, when it comes to beverages of choice.
Yeah. So coffee is a it's a great gift, but I do enjoy a cup of tea.
Of course. Yes.
That's the first thing that
he has to say that
if you come to our house.
Wonderful. Well, Nathan, how can we be praying for you? Folks that check out this podcast, pray for all kinds of issues that we talk about on the podcast. So how can we be praying for you?
In a number of different ways. I mean, I think pray for unity as a team, that we will be united in mission and vision for what we're about. We have a great team. It's a diverse team, different ethnicities, different ages, but just pray for real unity and faith that as people step into something new and it's unknown, that they will have the faith to trust Jesus in what he's doing. Pray for open doors in the area, that people will hear about the church, more importantly, hear about Jesus and respond to the gospel. So pray for open doors and opportunities. Pray for spiritual strength and protection. When you step out in a new venture, there's always opposition. So we want to just make sure that we're throwing ourselves upon God for his protection and his grace and his help.
That's wise.
And pray for fruit, gospel fruit, that we do this not to build a better church than the church down the road, but to see people who don't know Jesus come to know him. So we want to pray for fruit, that the gospel, that is powerful. The power of God unto salvation is really fruitful in the area of Coatesville. So pray for those things. That would be great.
Wonderful. Well, we'll be praying for you. We just, whether I think it'll probably drop before this one, but we had Eric Huber on to talk about his church plant and something similar in that both of you have been pastors for many years and are planting after being seasoned in decades of pastoral ministry, which I think is a wonderful example to the rest of us. And also, I hope inspiring.
I do too.
To some men who maybe they've been serving for decades and haven't even really thought about planting, but God has a plan for them to take a different path in ministry. And so thank you for your example.
Yes, thank you, Nathan.
In that. And thank you all for checking out the podcast. We'll see you here, Lord willing, next week. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching. If you have questions or comments, Mark would love to hear from you. For more videos like this, hit subscribe on YouTube or by email at markkprater.com.